Yo, what is the deal, everybody? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm in Man Wasted Talent. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to you guys for pulling up so late. I had an interview set up, and scheduling conflict, something came up big for JT. You know what I mean? So I apologize to everybody who pulled up to see that interview. But listen, I hope that I'm enough, guys. I hope that I'm enough. I hope that the great and powerful Wasted Talent is enough, everybody. It's all good. We're going to try to lock that in a little bit later, man. But listen, there's a hell of a lot of Raider news. Now, I normally don't cook this late, but we're going to be all right, man. We are going to be all right. And we don't cook unless there's 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother, wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you, Lewis Dixon. I appreciate it. We got over 100 in the room, so it's time to rock and roll. Appreciate y'all, man. I don't want to disappoint you guys. You know what I mean? But we got some other stuff lined up, too. You know what I mean? We got some other interviews lined up, some players. I'm going to tap in with some more of my fellow content creators. But we're going to get it rocking and rolling, man, this week, man. We want to give you as much content as possible before things pick up. And it's news ripping and rolling every day. Now, we have some good stuff going on today. I want to touch on the whole Tom Telesco stuff. And I know a lot of people don't like going backwards. A lot of people don't like to think about the past. A lot of people, want to look to the future. They don't want to talk about, Telesco. They don't want to talk about AP. They don't want to talk about what happened. But I think it's very, very important. I think it's important to talk about stuff like this, right? Because there's two reasons why. It kind of lets us know why we are where we are now, correct? And it gives us insight into some of the things that were driving us freaking bonkers last year, man. My God, George Cortinez is in a place. You want me to give you some nostalgia? Bro, I am wearing a Rolando McClain jersey, bro. Talk about some nostalgia for you. Shout out to my guy, man. But look, Leaky T is jumping the line. He is jumping the line, man. Jumping the line. Now let's get into this whole Tom Telesco interview on the 33 podcast, man. Oh man, let me sip out of my cup, man. Get a little coffee going, man. Rough day today, man. It is like 92 degrees. It's starting to get hot. Been out in that heat all day. You damn right. Rolando Spikes Amendola McClain. You damn right, man. So let's get into it, guys. Tom Telesco was on the 33rd podcast, right? The 33 podcast. Hey, yo, Thor, I'm going to tell you why. I had so many jerseys, bro. I had because, see, this is back when we used to wear our jerseys big, right? A little story, right? So, back then I was smaller, right? So, I bought a large, I bought a 42, and I bought a 48, right? The 42 is a black one. The 42 is the one I used to wear all the time. The white one was way too big. This one's still too big on me, too. This one's still too big on me, too. So, yo, I never really wore it that much. So my mother had some old sneakers I had, you know what I'm saying, at her house. You know what I mean? She had clothes, just stuff that I forgot about. So she said, hey, son, I got some stuff that you had from back in the day. Just you want to look through because I'm going to throw it away. I said, all right, man, cool. I went over there, bro. I had the mother, bro. I had a Napoleon Kaufman jersey, Charlie Gardner jersey, my Derek Burgess, bro. I got my old Rich Gannon jersey, just so many old jerseys that I had, bro. He said he grew into the McClain jersey. Yeah, I mean, not really. This jersey's huge, bro. Yes, this jersey's actually huge. I'm sitting down, but this jersey's it's a dress on me now, yo. But y'all, let's get into it. Shout out to my dog Thor in the place too, man. But look, let's get into this stuff with Tommy Telesco, man. I might play some excerpts from the interview. I don't know if that'll get flagged, but I think that'd be important for you guys to actually hear what Tom Telesco said. You know what I'm saying? And it was interesting, right? Like, Telesco really talked about how, the quarterback situation and why they went the direction that they went. And it was a very, very, very interesting interview, right? So let me get started on this, right? Now, at the start of last season and the start of this season too, like everybody thought the Raiders were going to be all in on a quarterback. Everybody thought that, and everybody even thought last year that the Raiders were going to move heaven and earth to get, whomever. And last year, a lot of us thought like Jaden Daniels a bust. Jaden Daniels moved up the draft board, and it was what it was, right? Now, Telesco got into this today, and he was on the Check the Mic show with Steve Palazzo and Sam Monson, right? And he explained and what went into the decisions that he made. He also was rumored to be in a Michael Penix Jr. And he said, he kind of debunked that because that was who I wanted, right? He debunked that. He said he probably would not have drafted Michael Penix at number 13. He said, we did a lot of work. We talked a lot about it, but at the end, probably not. Now, looking back, had I known I only had 1 year there, maybe that would have been different, Telesco said. Now, however, Telesco noted that while there were other quarterbacks such as J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, and they could have been options, he likely would have passed on those quarterbacks as well. Now, the Raiders' lack of talent across the board is what deterred Tom Telesco from selecting a quarterback. And I'm going to be real with you, man. I tend to agree with what Tom Telesco did. Now, in the moment at the draft, you guys know I was like, I wanted Michael Penix, so I thought we were definitely getting him. And when we didn't, I was a little upset because I'm a guy that I had Michael Penix ranked. I had him as my second quarterback. I had Jaden Daniels, Penix, then Caleb Williams. And I know a lot of people won't agree with me, but I'm not a huge Caleb Williams guy. Maybe he proved me wrong, but I'm not a huge Caleb Williams guy. I think he's going to be good, but people saying he's going to be like the next Mahomes and the best QB in the league, I don't see that. Right? So Tom Telesco went on to say, this is a little bit different. I get in there and big picture wise, we were building for the future. I am thinking I'm going to be there for at least a little while. And the head coach will be there for a little while. Our infrastructure was not where it needed to be. So we had some concerns. If we took a quarterback that early, it would have been a disaster. Now, I got to agree with Tom Telesco. And when it all happened, I was a little pissed, right? But I got to agree with him, man. Our team needed a lot more than what we thought. Shout out to the over 230 people in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a effing friend. Appreciate you guys, man. Yo, my dog, James Williams with the $5 smackaroonie and the first super of the effing day, man. Appreciate it. Wow. My God. Good evening. Sorry I've been absent. Putting in a lot of hours at work and daddy duties. Everyone be blessed. James Williams, the serial crop duster himself. Appreciate you, my brother. No need to apologize, my brother. Listen, life be lifing, man. I've been working a lot. Them daddy duties too. I got a lot going on right now. My kids, it's the end of the school year. My daughter's graduating high school. The prom and, my other daughter, and awards dinners and all kind of athletic awards. And, hey, man, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Yeah, this jersey is enormous, bro. It's crazy. Nasty work, yo. Nasty effing work, yo. But yeah, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all. I really can't be mad at Tom Telesco for going about his business the way that he did. I can't be mad at him, right? So let's read a little bit more. He says, so I thought we needed to improve the talent level on both sides of the ball. Jaden Daniels, that one would have been easy. That's an easy one. But when you got into the J.J. McCarthy, the Bo Nix, the Michael Penix. As far as trading up for those guys, I was not as much into that to trade up for one of those guys. Now, see, this is the thing. I wonder, and they didn't ask Tom Telesco this. I wonder what had happened if Michael Penix Jr. fell into the laps of the Raiders. Like, say, for instance, Brock Bowers had went a little earlier to another team, right? And Michael Penix Jr. was there. Then would that decision have been made, right? And that's something I was very curious about. But he said, I was not as much into trading up for one of those quarterbacks. To give up that many assets because we were going to have to give up a lot and a lot of draft picks we needed to possibly build the team. He said, so that would have been a hard move for me to make, to trade up for one of those quarterbacks, knowing where our talent level was then and how we're going to get better now because we're going to give up so many picks. Outside of Jaden Daniels, that would have been a non-starter. Now, look, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I mess with this. I mess with that school of thought. And real rap, I really don't have a problem with the way Tom Telesco went about his business. I think Tom Telesco was a good GM, man. He was a good GM, yo. He really was a good GM, man. Oh, nah. This the Rolando McClain right here, bro. Rolando McClain, my brother. I said, like, I got a Karate Kid jersey. You stupid, yo. Yeah, I mean, yo, Tom Telesco, Coupon Tom, there was some moves he didn't make. Being who he was, right? Him being in the position he was in, I understand why Tom Telesco did things the way he did it, because he had the viewpoint of like, yo, I have time to get this right. We're going to get this right. He didn't think he was going to get fired in 1 year. I get it, man. I get it. And I hope, like I really do, a shout out to my guy Ridgeback. I hope that Tom Telesco gets another shot somewhere else. He deserves it. He really does, right? Like, during the season with certain moves he didn't make. I get it now in hindsight because he thought that he had all the time in the world. See, the only thing that really got us was that he didn't extend Josh Jacobs. He didn't extend Josh Jacobs. But I think the fact that, this year we got Ashton Jeanty, it kind of took the sting out of the Jacobs move, right? It kind of took the sting out of that. Now, look, like we said before, man, the Josh Jacobs situation was the non-starter for Raider Nation. And I think a lot of people were like, hey, man, this guy was a bum. F him. Yo, my guy, hug these. Tell me you saw pinning D lineman on the warm-ups like a wrestler. Our coach is a wild man, and I effing love it. Yeah, I saw it, man. Pete Carroll's like a big kid, man. I'll tell you what, man. He turned the Raiders into high schools to 13th grade, man. I love it, man. I love it. I love the enthusiasm, bro. Like energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It just transmute. And when you get a guy like Pete Carroll with that infectious attitude, all the knowledge that he has around the building, listen, man, Pete Carroll, bro, it's almost like, yo, a blessing that we didn't get Ben Johnson. And I know Ben Johnson, he might be a really, really good coach, right? But the energy that Pete Carroll is bringing into the building just fits the organization that we are, and we always have been. It fits our organization. This is exactly, I think the rah-rah part of Antonio Pierce was something that was sorely needed for this organization, right? Because we the Raiders, right? But the football acumen of coaches like, and Pete Carroll is infinitely better coach than John Gruden. And I don't care what anybody says, right? Pete Carroll's more like he's a better coach than Gruden. You guys can kill me all day. He is. So now you have a guy with the level of football acumen, a guy that's the dean of all of the football coaches in the league besides Reed, and you marry that with the enthusiasm that Pete Carroll has, and what you have is a situation that is perfect for the Raiders. Perfect. Look, the Tom Telesco stuff, and we're gonna get back to that, and I'm gonna put a pin in that. I think there were a few things that Tom Telesco missed on. I think that Tom Telesco missed on going out there and bringing in, and somebody just said it in the chat, a guy like Baker Mayfield. Now, when Baker Mayfield beat us with the Rams, you know that old wasted talent was saying, hey, go get Russ, go get Baker Mayfield, go get Baker. Number one pick. It's nothing but right. Bring him in on the cheap and see what you got with him. Had John Spytek been here, I think John Spytek may have made that move. I think that the problem with a Tom Telesco is being your main GM. Right now, I would like to see him get into the shot somewhere else, just not with the Raiders. But I can see him being in that Champ Kelly kind of role, that assistant GM role, is because there's a certain amount of gravitas you have to have. There's a certain amount of guts you have to be a good GM. Like, everything can't line up with your sheet. Everything does not line up with your little, what you think is. Sometimes you have to take the road less travel. Sometimes you got to take a risk. I think that is the difference between good and great. And I think that's the reason why Tom Telesco is a good GM. I think John Spytek, and this is sight unseen, it's just based off of what he's doing now. I think he will definitely be a great GM because I feel like he has the guts to make that move. I feel like if there's a way that he could bring in a guy like Jalen Ramsey and it makes sense, he's at least going to kick the tires. He's at least going to kick the tires, man. Oh, my guy, DeMokes is in the place, fresh out the gulags. Freshly lifted. My dog with the $5 smackaroon. Pete and Spytek are the best duo since Brother Taker and Cocaine. Oh, my God, man. The brothers of destruction themselves, man. I love it, man. I love it. Shout out to you. Shout out to all my guys. Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody. We got 317 in the building, man. Get wasted with your brother, effing wasted. And what I need you guys to do is share this thing out to all social media. You guys know that we have a baseline around here. The baseline, listen, like Michael Jordan said very, very wrongly, he said the ceiling is the roof. He meant to say the floor is the roof, but whatever. And I am so very proud of this right here too. Oh my God, man. You guys don't understand what this means to me, bro. Y'all don't understand what this means. Y'all don't understand what this means to me, boy. Yeah, I mean, Anthony, only 90 likes. What the F is going on in here? Business in the front, party in the back. My guy, Rosetown, appreciate you, dog. He said, preach, Unc. Damn, I'm Unc now. My God, Graham Ken. Certain mishaps in the prior years led us to be where we are with this staff and roster. So I'm not tripping, man. Thank you, Telesco, for browsing JPJ. Good luck to him. Same here, bro. Same here, bro. Same here. My God, hug these. Oh, we do. That's pride for a father. Best feeling ever. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Nah, ain't nothing better than that, man. I got a whole hell of a lot of pride of my girls. Yo, my guy, John Calvin in the place, man. Just got off work. I'm a little late to the party, but here to salute the OG Wasted. Hope all is well, man. Appreciate you, man. John Spytek in it. Yeah, hey, yo, look, listen. We're going to get into that. Don't you jump the effing line, yeah? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, baby girl knocked it out of the park, man. We're gonna go down there. Oh, my guy James Bowles is in the place, man. Shout out to my guy James, man. But guys, listen, the Coupon Tom thing, let's put a pin in it. Shout out to Coupon Tom. He did a lot of things that I think have to be, let's be for real. The trading of Davante Adams was something that you know really kind of, you know, elevated this team as well. It elevated this team as well. Man. I mean, that trade really kind of completed Their most significant move. So we have to thank Tom Telesco for another move. Now the Raiders may have one of the worst, off seasons of any team, right? That season, right? That past season. The Raiders, we stumbled into the offseason off of a 4-13 campaign, right? And we talking about this offseason. But we're talking about I kind of fumbled my words there. I'm sorry, but we had one of the worst seasons that we've had in a long time. We stumbled to the offseason. Spy Tech and them came in here, cleaned everything up. But last year, Tom Telesco set the Raiders up. I mean, look, man, better than almost any previous GM I've seen, right? Telesco accepted the job, right? And months after he accepted the job, he started seeing Davante Adams' behavior. He started seeing how it was affecting first-time head coach Antonio Pierce's first offseason as the team's leader, right? And he knew that Davante Adams' conduct was going to tear the team apart. The fact that Davante Adams did some of the things that he did, and guys, I know, look, I don't want to talk too much about the past, right? But Tom Telesco having the guts and the smarts to get rid of Davante Adams before it was too late was another, I think, was the biggest move he made, damn near. He wisely traded Davante to his preferred destination, the New York Jets, right? The Raiders received a third-round pick, and the rest is history. Now, what did we do with that third-round pick? We went there, and we got Geno Smith. And really, that's been our most significant move this offseason besides our draft class, right? I mean, after years of us struggling with the quarterback position, at least we brought some stability to the organization, man. And I think the thing with Geno that to me was one of the great things that we did, it left us open to be able to draft an Ashton Jeanty. The only thing that I would have wished is that the Raiders kicked the tires on Shador when they had a chance to. But it is what it is. I understand why Pete didn't want to do that to his guy. I get it, man. I get it. My guy, Dixon Sider. Crazy how Davante got traded to the Jets for a third, and that pick got his Geno drafted by the Jets. Yeah, man, the synergy it makes too much sense, right? We got a third from the Jets to get their former quarterback that they drafted in the second. Kush Mob 420. I believe Adams will still be here if Telesco didn't sign Minshew and AP didn't start him. It's Telesco's fault we lost Adams. If we still had Adams, they would have us winning division or place a second. Now, see, this is the thing. Do you think that we would have gotten Geno, right? If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, right? AP might still be the coach. We might not have gotten, Pete Carroll. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm okay with us losing Davante Adams. I was happy when we got Davante Adams, but if you guys remember when I first got into this, right, I said I didn't want Davante Adams because we weren't ready for Davante Adams. And I'm going to tell you something. When you go out there and you go get a wide receiver who is a number one receiver, a guy that's a top 5 guy, a guy that is on a Hall of Fame trajectory, right? And you bring him here and you don't locate the quarterback. It's a problem. I knew when we brought Davante Adams here, I knew how that was going to be with Derek Carr. The only reason why I was happy is because I said, you know what? Everybody says DC didn't have this and he didn't have that. Go give him his guy. And then if you give him his guy and we're still bad, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It is what it is. It is what it is. And it's cool, yo. It's cool. Look, I hate that I was like, bro, I don't find any great pleasure in calling things when the Raiders, do certain things and it doesn't work out for the team. Dude, I hate that. I hate it. I don't want, like, I hope when I look at things in a negative connotation, I hope I'm wrong. Hope I'm wrong because I love this team. You have some people who love to hear the sound of their own voice, and they love their opinion so much that they would rather themselves be right than the Raiders to do well. DeMarcus Webb pushing back. He goes, wait, I got to push back. We got DA after a playoff push. It was worth the risk at the time. We didn't have a number one receiver. Now, bro, so like let's really think about this, right? You go out, you get Davante Adams. You have a Derek Carr who's under duress. You have a Derek Carr that's shaky to begin with. I think the smarter move would have been to just say, hey, listen, man, you know, if we're not going to sign Rich Bisaccia, then let's start really just building this team. You don't like, to me, wide receivers are some of the most overrated guys in the National Football League. It's great to have a great receiver, right? It is, right? But most of the time, it only works when you're the people who draft that said receiver. Let's be for real. I mean, it was obvious to me that Derek was never, it didn't matter what you did. He was never going to be that guy. It was way too many excuses, bro. It was time to move off of him. It had been time to move off of DC. It had been time. And that's how I felt about it as well, God, family, and football. When the Raiders shipped that, but they couldn't. Financially, they could. I just think that was a move that they should have never made. And I'm going to be honest with you. Josh McDaniels and David Ziegler, if they came here and they weren't really committed to Derek, they should have just moved on. They said when the Raiders shipped out DC, they should have shipped out Davante Adams. Probably could have got a first for him. Maybe. But, bro, look, I don't want to go back into that too much, right? But I want to say that Coupon Tom set the Raiders up freaking great. Now, guys, you know, John Middlecoff and John Spytek had a terrific interview, man. If you guys haven't heard it, you know what? And this is for me. Look, I try to worry about what I'm doing over here. I try to get my interviews. Listen, that John Middlecoff interview was amazing. It was amazing, man. You know, shout out to John Middlecoff, right? I remember he had Haberman and Middlecoff. They had a little show back in the day, little podcast I used to listen to. You know, but he's a guy, you know, personal guy in the NFL. But you know, listen, Spytek has some things to say, man. He and this is, you know, John Spytek, he delivering a strong statement on why the Raiders, you know, drafted Ashton Jeanty, man. Like, because like you guys know, over the last few years, it's become very, very less common for, you know, running backs to be drafted early, right? But sometimes they're players, and this is the reason why I changed my stance on Ashton Jeanty, that are just too good to ignore. Like, you don't have to overthink it. Like, if a guy that, you know, like Ashton Jeanty, this is a guy that rushed for 2,600 yards at Boise State, man. That he was just too good to pass on. And like, yo, despite the fact that, you know, the Raiders had a lot of different holes, right? And despite the fact that we got a new GM, you know, John Spytek came from a situation that never drafted running backs too highly in Tampa Bay. But just the thing, and that's what I love about Spytek. He understood the moment. He understood the assignment. He did what was right at the time, right? He knew Jeanty was going to be too good to pass up. People were saying that we might take Armin Minbu and all these other Brooks and all. Look, listen, bro. The man did the right damn thing. And this is what, you know, John Spytek spoke on. He says it's about team building. It's about what's right. And the right way to do it, Spytek said, when he asked about drafting Jeanty, right? He said, to me, it's kind of you know, he's the kind of person that like elevated the room. He elevated the position. He goes, we can't turn down 28 yards short of Barry Sanders and a great humble person at 6. He says, I go to bed every Sunday night wondering what Ashton Jeanty did somewhere else in the NFL. Ultimately, if we did not take him, Jeanty was, you know, a guy that, you know, John Spytek viewed as, you know, a generational talent, man. And if you look at the way things lined up, right, you know, the Raiders had the worst rushing offense in the National Football League last year. Not just kind of bad, it was the worst, right? And Jeanty's addition should probably take us, from the basement to the penthouse, really, to be honest with you. It makes us immediately better running the football. And that is look, the problem with football is everybody thinks nowadays that football is just flag football and people can just throw the ball all around the place. You need to be able to run that ball effectively, man. You need to be able to. Like, football is going back to what it was, man. Now, you got a lot of people that are betting really, really high on Jeanty. You know, I tend to think that Jeanty is going to do well. I don't see him getting like 2,000 yards and all this stuff because he's a rookie. And there's going to be certain things that he might struggle with. But do I see him getting over 1,000 yards? Yeah. Do I see Jeanty getting over 7, 8 touchdowns next year? Yes. And to me, that's an excellent metric for me. Now, my guy YouTube being a wet blanket up in here. I just hope Ashton stays healthy. So when the time comes, when they have to pay him, it's well deserved. I do too, yo. I do too. I'm praying that the kid stays healthy. I'm praying that he's the stud that, you know, the Saquon Barkley's of the world are. He's a stud that the Derrick Henrys of the world are. That's what I'm praying for, man. Early Alvin Kamara. Yo, hold on. The Mokes, I see your crap. You better cut it out. You know, I think it's absolutely disgusting. Right. I think it is disgusting, the Mokes, the crap you were talking in here, man. The F is wrong with you. But guys, look, man. There that goes, right? Now, listen. There's some things that I wanted to get into, right? You know, Landon Roberts, man. I'm hyped on having this guy on the roster, man. You know, I saw his interview with Mad Max. Shout out to Landon Roberts, man. I'm gonna be real with you, man. We lost 3 top-tier linebackers on the depth chart. We lost our slot corner. We need some guys that can tackle. Listen, when you talk about Nate Hobbs essentially served as the 3rd linebacker on the field, man. So the Raiders, you know, had to go out there. They need to fill that room in. Now, this is the thing about Landon Roberts, right? And this is why I think this was a really good move. Even though he's a little older than Spill, you know what I mean? The guy has a nose for being a linebacker, man. He's a terrific linebacker, man. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, Landon Roberts ended the 2024 campaign with a 90.4 grade against the run via Pro Football Focus. He was the 2nd highest graded amount of linebackers out of all linebackers league-wide with at least 200 run defensive snaps. Roberts was able to earn a high grade on run, and he was able to earn a high grade on pass pro. He's 31 years old. He's ferocious. Yo, on a play-by-play basis, man, the guy is always got his head in the play. The guy is a pro's pro. I think he definitely makes his roster, right? And I think he contributes in a big way. Now, there are some areas in the linebacker room that the Raiders need to address, and I think they can't really go into the season wondering and hoping. You know, for me, they have to know the answer on Tommy Eichenberg. They got to know. That's clear to me, right? They got to know how they're going to play Amari Gaynor. They got to know. Devin White, is he worth keeping? Is he not? The Raiders can essentially get rid of Devin White and owe him no money. So he has to show and prove. He has to play his ass off. You know, Jalen Smith, another guy. And it's cool always having guys who have won a Super Bowl too in your building. You know, guys that have been to the mountaintop, guys who have been in the mountaintop and lost at the highest level too. Atlanta Roberts is all of that. So look, man, I am ecstatic for bringing in a guy that's that freaking athletic and that good. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. My guy, God Family Football. Plus, E. Roberts bring 2 Super Bowl rings with him. That's right. The man knows what it takes to be great. Yeah, he played under Bill Belichick too. And that's another thing. Like a guy like that has such a full football IQ. To me, that's nothing but right. Now, Allison, I talked about bringing CJ Mosley in my last show, right? Now, I got to see, and I'm going to go to Draft Sharks. Shout out to Draft Sharks. Shout out to Draft Sharks. Soon to be a part of the Wasted Talent Army. I'm telling you right now, speak it into fruition. Got to pull this thing up here so you guys can check out. I got CJ Mosley's injury history. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All righty. So, boom. We're in our draft. Now, let me see if they got linebackers here. Let's see what we got. We got CJ. The F is this, man? Guys, I'm trying to find CJ Mosley's injury history. I got it. Shout out to the chat. My bad, y'all. Boom. CJ High Stakes Mosley. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Everybody talk about the finals, man. I don't give a damn about no. I won't be watching one freaking second of the finals, man. I can give a good goddamn F them. And everybody look like the damn Pacers. Now, all right, this is CJ Mosley's injury history, right? So 2015, he had a hand and wrist fracture. 2016, thigh hamstring pull. 2017, it's like, I mean, the guy's been hurt consistently, right? Mosley had an unspecified shoulder. Then he had a knee bruise in 2018. Inaugural Grange groin in 2019. Another one. It's a grade 2 though, right? Said Mosley seemed aggravated with his groin injury in the game against New England. His head coach said that Mosley was dealing with some soreness in his groin and he missed the rest of the game. And then last year, turf toe, grade 1, pedal turf toe. Mosley was diagnosed with turf toe on his right big toe. He left the game in week 2. Now, he should probably be back and be ready to rock and roll. Now, I heard that he has some injuries with his neck. I don't see it anywhere. I got to look and see, where CJ Mosley's, ailments lie. Because I'm familiar with his game. I'm not a big guy that, on Sundays when I've been doing this podcast, a lot of the times I only get to watch the Raiders, man. Because as soon as the Raiders are off, I jump right on the air and give you guys the post game. Hey, Wasted, is that a Matt Millen? No. It's a Ro McClain. It's Rolando McClain, bro. Matt Marinovich, business in the front, party in the back. In a 4-2-5 defense, the linebacker is not really featured. Roberts, White, Eckerberg will work. Shout out to that. Yo, shout out to my guy. Yo, is Unc in the place, man? Oh, my God. Unc is in the place, man. Shout out to the Violator, bro. Violator himself, man. Appreciate you for pulling up on the show, my brother. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, listen. If I'm being honest, right? CJ Mosley is a guy that I'm kicking the tires on. CJ Mosley is one of the most accomplished linebackers in this league, man. He really is. CJ Mosley, man. Look, we're going to pull up some of CJ Mosley's PFF grades, guys. Shout out to y'all. Get Wasted with your brother Wasted. I'm a little, I think my energy's a little down, man. Energy is a little down. Now, look. Hold on, guys. Hold on, God. Hold on. Let me go on ahead. Let me present this. Now, look. Now, he has a 74.7 overall grade. He was injured a lot last year, right? 38.7 pass rush grade, 81.6 run defense grade, and a 61% coverage grade. Now, he was out a lot of last year, but I'm going to try to tell you something. When you start talking about a guy like CJ Mosley, this is a guy that can come into that room and serve the purpose that you want Devin White and them guys being there, being a leader for them. But a guy like CJ Mosley actually has something left in the tank to offer the football team. Yeah, a pigskin. Yeah, he was. What happened was something came up. JT will be on sometime next week. Salute to JT the Brick. But you know, this is a solo waste right now. A solo waste. If you don't like it, pigskin, you know what to do, man. You know what to do. You can kick rocks, pigskin. Effing pigskin. It's like, nah, man. Shout out to my guy, pigskin. So, guys, look, what do you guys think about bringing in CJ Mosley, guys? I don't understand why the Raiders aren't. Apparently, they're in the market for linebackers. The guys that they've been signing and cutting and bringing guys in. What is the thing about CJ Mosley? Is he that hurt? Effing pigskin. Say, now I like pigskin. Man, he's a good guy. Don't throw him out. Do not throw out pigskin. Pigskin is welcome here at any time. Damn, Daniel, did you block him? You guys, no, don't do that. DeMarcus Webb, pass on CJ. He's too injury prone. I mean, bro. Yeah, no. Right? Like, he had that stretch from rookie season up to about 2018, right? That's what we just look. Why am I guessing? It's up here already. Look, so he went 2015, 2016, right? So his rookie year, he had a hand fracture. He did not miss a game. He had it at the end of the 2014 season, right? He was ready for the start of training camp. The hamstring, thigh pull, 2 games he missed. He had an unspecified grade 1 shoulder injury in 2017. Did not miss a game. 2018, a knee bruise. Missed 1 game. A groin strain, 4 games. 2019, right? Another groin strain, 10 games. Now, and then he had turf toe. So I think CJ got something left in the tank, especially with those groin strains, the turf toe. These are all things, if you give it rest, rest is the best medicine. But, if you're going to bring in a veteran, man, why not a guy like CJ Mosley? My guy, God Family Football. I say roll with the linebacker we have in the building at least to week 4. See, but no. I totally disagree, God Family, because you got to set the table now. You got to get that level of camaraderie. You got to get the backups on board. I think if you want this defense to be somewhere close to one of the better units in this league, you have to get everybody in the building on the board at the same time. These mid-season moves and all of this stuff sometimes does not really work. Be honest with you. No, and no news is good news. No news on Tommy Hackett, but you got to understand, there's no pads on. Nobody's hitting. Listen, we're going to see what's what when they put them pads on. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. Hey, guys, did you guys, and I'm going to say, we're going to get into this before the end of the show. Did you guys watch, Patrick Graham get interviewed today at the Intermountain Health Center? I mean, Patrick Graham, and it's the thing, the fact that he's on his third regime, he's being kept, speaks volumes to the level of work that Patrick Graham has done with the Raiders, right? Now, the Raiders got a new head coach, right? But Graham was hired by Josh McDaniels in 2022. He remained with the team after Antonio Pierce, and now he's still here. And, it's funny, man. I think that this job is what's going to get, this is what's going to get, Patrick Graham into that head coach discussion. I'm gonna be honest with you. And he spoke on Pete Carroll too. He goes, anytime you get a chance to work with somebody with that experience, that level of success, couldn't be happy with the experience going on right now. Just in terms of to bounce ideas off of him and hear different ways of doing things. Graham said via transcript from the team, he said, yo, it's been really, really beneficial for my growth. If I'm being selfish, it's just something really good and positive for me. And then the track record why wouldn't you listen? You've got to listen. It's been great. It's been great. Graham also added that he's especially taken in Pete Carroll's message to the DBs. Now, that's Pete Carroll's specialty, right? He goes, I'm being a sponge. Anytime he's talking to those guys, Graham said, that's my personal experience with it. And you can see the energy he has and the ability to teach the position and coach the whole team. This has been a really great situation for myself, for the players, the coaches. We are watching a master teacher working his craft, is seeing it live and in living person, really beneficial to us. So there you have it. Patrick Graham looks like he's becoming a much better coach, with Pete Carroll. And I thought this was going to happen. Now, look, there's some things coming out of camp. Hold on. My guy Sniper Jones in the place. Always got to read this. I really feel as the season progresses, Trey Taylor has the chance to take over at free safety. Paramount has the chance to show he can cover with better angles. Either way, it's a great situation to be in. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you, my dog. Now, this is the thing. When you start talking about this, right? You start talking about Trey Taylor, all of these guys. We got to pump the brakes a little bit because it's OTAs. We really don't know what's going on. What I do know is the one person who is ripping camp apart is Dante Thornton, bro. Dante Thornton is balling. I think Dante's going to be on Grab Show tomorrow, man. But Dante Thornton is balling, man. And if you guys remember, a lot of people was trying to kill me because of where I took him. A lot of people were saying that, oh, he's not going to be that good. He can't run routes, all this stuff. Let me tell you something. I think Dante Thornton is going to come into this league, and I think he is going to put on a show from day one. I'm telling you right now. From freaking day freaking one. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my guy, God Family Football. Can you honestly say Mosley is better than our current linebackers? Hell yeah. Bro, you need to go check out CJ Mosley's numbers, bro. Just check it out. I'm telling you right now. Go, listen. You write it down, take a picture. I don't give a damn. CJ Mosley is better than anybody in that linebacker room. Anybody. But guys, let me tell you something. Dante Thornton is balling, bro. The guy is looking like he is the smooth, stone cold future. I don't know if you guys saw, Dante Thornton working with Pete Carroll, but man, what a frightening athlete, bro. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother. Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. My guy Mondo's in the place, man. Look, I've always been high on Devin White, but if I'm being real with you, bro, Devin White has never been as good as CJ Mosley. CJ Mosley was one of these guys in the league who was probably one of the best middle linebackers in the league, man. Appreciate you, my dog. If Besh is signed, great. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, a lot of people don't understand why I mean, do you guys understand why Jack Bech hadn't signed and what he was pushing for? Do you guys understand what happened with that? I'm telling you right now. Do you guys have any reason, or do you guys want to know the reason why Jack Bech has been holding out? Do you guys have any idea of what happened? Graham Cam's always on point. The tech, yep. JM, listen, I gotta let you cook with the comment. Oh, let that man cook. Yes, the Texans messed up the church's money, man. The Texans messed up the church's money. They went out there and gave a fully guaranteed contract to a second rounder. Why on earth would you do something like that? Why? Now the Texans have set precedent. And now the Cleveland Browns signed Carson Sessinger or whatever, the kid from UCLA, the linebacker. They signed him to a guaranteed deal. Crazy. Because look, if you got a second round pick with guaranteed money, now he essentially becomes a guy that you're bought into on the same level that you're bought into a first rounder. Because now you can't, you know what I mean, it's a high draft pick, but it's just something that stinks about this. It's nasty work. Gotham City Raiders says the Raiders did the same thing with Jeanty. Jeanty is the second highest with guarantee. Jeanty's a first round pick, bro. We talking about a second rounder with Bech. Doesn't matter, JM. Does not matter. Yo, he's a first round pick. I get it. Top 10 pick in the draft. I get it. You don't set that kind of precedent with a second rounder, bro. You just don't. My guy pillaging just for fun. You got to turn the bell on. Guys, how many of you guys have not gotten the notifications for my shows? You guys in the chat, how many people got the notification? So you guys all get it? Because I'm just trying to figure out, has the wasted one been shadow banned? Raider Gerald, not him. I'm just looking, man. I'm hoping I have not been sent to the shadow realm. Okay, everybody got him. Great. He said he got my last live. Hey, man, it is what it is. Steve Harbaugh, what it is. Got it. Lewis Dixon, got it. So, guys, is there anything y'all want to get into, man? Is there anything you guys want to get into? Put your questions in the chat. If there's anything you guys want to get into before we get out of here, just let me know. Let me know. And guys, I'm very, very sorry once again, for the JT interview, Very, 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 I'm sorry about that. My man said something big came up. I appreciate him for even considering, tapping in with your brother Wade. So we supposed to do something next week. We'll see. Hopefully he'll pull up then. And guys, but yeah, I didn't try to do no bait and switch stuff. It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, there's only a few people that I feel like I want on my channel. Very few, you know what I mean? For the most part, I'm cool. But there's certain people that represent the nation in a way where it just needs to happen. So, yo, listen, we spoke on Coupon Tom. We spoke on Landon Roberts. We spoke on Dante Thornton. We spoke on John Spytek's interview with John Meadowcarp. I mean, we there's a lot of show today. There was a lot of show. And Frank Jarmilio is about to get unceremoniously blocked. The F is, yo, CGR, what is wrong with you, bro? CGR, what the?
Shut your lame ass.
The F up, man, with your crap. You guys talking about, you got, listen, bro, I think it's time to end this show. This is a family show. You guys talk about muff diving and all this stuff. What the F is wrong with you? Yo, my guy, Daniel M. Wait, so let's talk Alex Cappa. I believe he's a guy you bring in to teach the line for a year or two, and do you upgrade a position because he can't get his pad level down. So if he can't get his pad level down, why do I want him teaching my offensive line? I don't want him to teach my guys if he has an issue with pad level. I'm cool. My guy Ridgeback, he goes wasted. Why did Knicks fire their head coach? Not rubbing salt in the wound. I just want facts from a Knicks fan. Bro, listen. I mean, I think there's a power struggle inside the Knicks. You know, when you start talking about, you know, Tibbs, he's a guy who never really uses bench. He's a guy that is an old school coach. He's a guy that has not adapted to today's game. And I think that's why he got fired. I think, you know, some of the more prominent players in the building were not happy with him. You know, that's just from what I get. And if you look at it, man, look, when you got a situation like the New York Knicks, where you have one of the most rabid fan bases, right? You haven't won a finals in 53 years. You've been to them, but you haven't won it. Yo, the Knicks fan base is hungry. You know, James Dolan is not going to sit up there and allow this team to be average, right? So Tom Thibodeau, that was the only thing that you can just change without throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I think that and losing that game game one. Losing that game and his poor coaching, poor ball handling, poor playing, but poor coaching. He should have recognized what was going on and sat Grant Hill down. Why am I talking about Grant Hill? I am getting sleepy. I'm getting very, very sleepy. What the hell am I talking about Grant Hill for? What is wrong with me? I am really getting sleepy. I said something about some freaking Grant effing Hill. Oh my God, this is terrible. But that's why, you know, we can't be talking about the Knicks right now. Say, Yahoo, what Butler are you talking about? DeMarcus Webb, as a Bulls fan, I get the Tiz firing. He's the John Gruden of the NBA. He runs the starting five into the ground everywhere he goes and doesn't develop his bench. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, what Butler are y'all talking about? It's about Adam Butler, man. They ain't cut no Adam. Who the F told you that? That's no. Adam Butler wasn't freaking. Get out of here. Waste to talk about Grant Hill. You know why the Knicks cannot win? Yeah, Rorschach. Yo, dude, I almost went, bro. I was fading off. The old man was fading off. I was like, you know, I like the Knicks can't win because they ain't got no Grant Hill babies. I don't know what the F is going on with me right now. Yo, this is nasty work, man. Nasty work, bro. I'm up here, man. Damn near sleep. Oh, my Lord. I'm up here damn near asleep, man. I said, now you know why they don't fire Tibbs. They ain't, listen, man, they ain't had that boy. What that boy name? Carl Anthony Towns. What that boy name? The boy Carl Anthony, what that boy, Grant Hill, Christian Leitner. Hold on, what that boy name? Who that boy play for? That Grant Hill boy. Yeah, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. They need to fire that boy Tibbs, man. They need to fire that man. He ain't never win nothing. They got all these. Yo, Steve Harbaugh said, can't even do the Gruder voice right. What the F you talking about? I can do the Gruder voice. What's up? Hold on. That boy Ted, all them fat women, them big old women down there in San Antonio. Them old big old women down there. They got some big old women down there in San Antonio. Oh my God, man. Look, bro, this is what happens. This is what happens when you get sleepy, bro. It's the reason why the wasted one does never. I never do live. It's 9:30 on the East Coast. This is the reason why I am normally showered and ready. Well, hold on. Now, Winston know he need to take his old bald ass down there and go get in the shower, man. That's what he need to do. They go to bed. And the man know he about 147 years old. Winston need to go get his fat ass in the shower. The wasted word of the day is sleep. Geritol. Said sleeping like a ditties, yo. The F is wrong with you. Let me tell you something, man. Alec M., the one thing that the great and powerful wasted tower never does is smell. Watch your effing mouth, Alec M. You watch your effing mouth. You done woke me up now. Let me tell you something, bro. I took a shower this morning. I took a shower when I came home from work. And I'm going to take another shower because that's what wasted does. I am a habitual showerer. I smell like Polo cologne and cocoa butter lotion. I smell terrific. I smell terrific. All the women tell me I smell terrific. The wasted acronym today is AARP. My man said wasted. He said wasted wears juke. No. Wasted has different cologne. Let me tell y'all something. I am also a cologne aficionado. With Polo cologne, I wear I got 3 different Polo colognes, right? I wear my favorite cologne. I will never tell you guys what that's called. It's expensive, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't have y'all out here smelling like me. The women love it. What do I think about Justice Simmons on the team? I think that the Raiders should definitely kick the tires on Justice Simmons. I see the thing with Justice Simmons. I'm just confused to why teams are not making a move on the guy. I'm wondering why he's still out there. Yo, Desiree said wasted is an aqua velvet man. I am way too arrogant for this. Yo, Anthony, get the F up out of here. Gucci guilty, yes. I have a lot of Gucci. Gucci guilty, definitely. I wear Versace as well. I wear some Pablo Rabanne. 1 million. I mean, I'm telling you right now. Listen, this is not the 90s. My man said Drakkar. Wait, what do you think this is? The 1990s? Yo, Desiree said Stetson. Yes. I actually have on some Gucci guilty right now. He said, wasted can't spell Versace. Versace. Tell you something. But guys, look, man. I think it's time I think it's time to bring the train back into the train tracks. I really do. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all what smells good. Coach for men, Coach Cologne for men. Smells great. Now, Karl Lagerfeld, I don't have any Lagerfeld. I have Karl Lagerfeld clothing. I don't have any Lagerfeld. No, I do not. I need to try it. But I have a couple of scents. My main scent, I can't tell y'all what it is, though, bro. He said, coochie guilty. Let me tell you something. Any coochie that's around me is never guilty. It's never guilty. Yo, I am no bueno. I'm about to block you. You mentioned, you watch your filthy mouth in my chat. Even though he has a goated avatar. He's got the daddy chill dude in there. J-Ro, you are Teen Spirit. Get F up out of here, guys. But guys, look, I think it's time to wheel the train back into the train tracks, man. It's 9:30 at night on the East Coast. I think it is time for me to shut this show down. We will be rocking and rolling all weekend. Next week, we're going to be rocking and rolling, but there's some things that are going on next week. Let me see what the dates are. My baby girl has an event. Yeah, I know I derailed the show when I kind of like damn near fell asleep. Yes, definitely past old man Waste's bedtime. The F up out of here, Cane Town. Now let me see what we got going on next week, man. Both of my daughters got some stuff going on next week. Let me see what the dates are. Then the week after that, okay. The week after that, we got the prom. Then we got graduation. They got, for some reason, my daughter's school has their prom super late. So you guys have a terrific night. James Williams says Grant Hill, which was crazy. It was crazy. I definitely fell asleep. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Y'all have a great night, man. I am out of here. I'm going to go get some sleep. That was hilarious. You guys, tap in the next show, man. It has been a most splendiferous occasion, man. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Anybody that sent the super, hit a like, a view, whatever. You guys are greatly appreciated all the time on the Wasted Talent podcast, man. I will see you guys next time, man. And like I always say,
yesterday's price is not today's price.
You guys get out of here. See you tomorrow. Peace.